So, we are now in the down period of the good sports. Baseball fans,
No,
get out of my
no, no,
face.
no,
Both my
not
teams
not
suck.
you,
I don't care
Seamus.
about that sport. So today, I wanted to talk over my favorite sport, football, American football. And today I will give my two early predictions on the top 10 teams this NFL season. So without wasting any time, let's just get right into it. And to start off at the number 10 spot, we have the Houston Texans. The Texans had a great season last year, going 12-5 and making it to the AFC divisional game where they lost to the Super Bowl runner-ups Patriots. And I think we all know why they lost that game. Throughout the season, they had a well-balanced roster with a serviceable offense and one of, if not the best defense in the entire league. Now you know what they say, defense wins championships. But I do think the way CJ Stroud has been playing, it'll be hard to get over that hump because the defense can only do so much. If he can bounce back from that bad year he had to his rookie year form, they will get over that spot. They've gone and improved their O-line, which was one of their biggest weaknesses last season. And with the help of the strong coaching from DeMeco Ryans, I think they'll be in a fine shape staying up strong. They also had very unreliable running game last year with their highest rusher being Woody Marks, who only having 703 yards all season long. And if they can get that to even a little bit better, we might see them climb up the ladder really fast. And at this moment of time, I have them hovering around 10 or 11 wins on a nice season where they make the playoffs and possibly make a good run. Next at number 9, I have the Green Bay Packers. And this team is really hard to project for me, so I think that 9 is a safer spot to put them. Jordan Love, even after a little bit of inconsistency last season, was still a great QB. I think he will end up getting back to that top 10 threshold this season, especially seeing his playoff performance and how much of an impact he was putting on. And of course, they have Matt LaFleur, who's always finding ways to win games. He also helps bring a strong run game where they are pretty effective and consistent at making the pass and play action that much more dangerous. And on top of all that, they have plenty of young potential along with potential top 10 defense in the entire NFL. However, they are in a very strong NFC North this season, which I think will play a big part in their season, where I project them to win around 9 to 11 games, edging themselves into the playoffs. At 8, we have the Detroit Lions. Now, this team didn't nearly play up to what they should have last year, and I think the biggest reason for that was the departure of Ben Johnson, but we know they have the talent. Goff is a good QB. They also have two of the league's best in Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown. On paper, I think they have a top 5 offensive unit, heavy on the on paper. And their defense also needs to play a lot better. All of last year, they allowed way too many explosive plays and scoring all around, and they have a lot more to prove. They have a strong D-line and linebacker core, but I do think the secondary holds them back, and it's only getting worse. And I like Dan Campbell. I like his culture. I don't think that he's the issue just yet. However, I don't think that he should be calling plays. The Lions play aggressive because of him. They buy into a system which helps them compete against top level teams. And if the offense gets up to where they should be and the defense gets up to consistency, I have them around 11 to 12 wins, getting back to where they should be in the playoffs. And now to number 7, I have the Denver Broncos. This team had a massive leap last year, going 14-3 and making it to the AFC Championship game. However, in that game, Bo Nix suffered a serious leg injury, and I'm not sure how he will be next season. However, Sean Payton does always help QBs maximize their strengths, so I think that'll be okay. He has great creative play designing and strong situational football, but he has stepped down, allowing Davis Webb, the new offensive coordinator, to be the main play caller this season, and it'll be fun to see how that goes. The defense, however, they're the top of the top, and I don't think that'll change this year at all. They put up amazing statistics last year. PS2 is one of the best, if not the best, corners today. They also have an amazing D-line that gets to that QB and puts pressure, leading to them forcing a lot of turnovers and helps keep the game close when the offense isn't playing up to par. They do have a very hard schedule next year, so there won't be much margin for error. But I do think they will stay atop of the AFC with hovering around 11 to 13 wins this season, stamping themselves in the playoffs once again. Next at number 6, I'm putting the Super Bowl runner-ups, the New England Patriots. This one might be somewhat of a surprise for many after the season they just had. We all know the player Drake May is coming off a massive leap from mediocrity to a real MVP candidate, but the thing that knocks him down for me personally is his playoff performances, especially in the Super Bowl where he played terrible without including the time where the game was already over. Mike Vrabel is a very good head coach. However, I am curious to see if a certain something hinders the team at all. They also have an elite defense as well, only adding to it this season, while simultaneously making big splashes on the other side of the ball in AJ Brown. They've also invested a lot in keeping that young QB safe, bolstering up that old line, although they still have a lot to prove on the field. And like the Broncos, they have a tough schedule this year where I predict them to get out with at least 10 to 13 wins this season. if all goes well. And now for my top 5 NFL teams this season. Starting off at number 5, I had the Baltimore Ravens. I'm sorry. The Ravens are one of the most complete rosters in the entire NFL. We all know that with Lamar Jackson, this offense is in safe hands, even if it doesn't always transfer into the playoffs. Derrick Henry is aging, but I still think he'll be a solid, if not great, this year. Even at this stage of his career, he forces teams to respect the run, and pair that with Lamar's abilities to always make plays, it's a fun watch. They've also gone and done one of my favorite signings this offseason in signing Jesse Minter as their new head coach, who I think is the perfect fit, especially for the star-studded defense they got on that side of the ball. So don't be surprised when they're a top defensive unit this year. All in all, I think as long as Lamar is playing good, this team can always win games. The only thing that holds this team back from being serious is their playoff success. They just can't seem to get over that hump. It's always something. And whether it's Lamar playing bad, the receivers playing bad, Derrick Henry playing bad, something has to change. But yes, I'm still high on them, and I have them getting around 12 to 14 wins this season with a legit chance for a good playoff run. At number 4, I have the Buffalo Bills. Another team who has a great quarterback in Josh Allen, always plays good during the regular season, but can't get over that last hurdle in the playoffs. Josh can carry offense, we already know this, and with James Cook making them fear the run even more, it just makes his job even easier. They have one of the best O-lines in the league, they have good weapons and newly acquired DJ Moore and Dalton Kincaid, and that defense may not be loaded with superstar names, but they are a great unit at making turnovers when it matters most, and they can make big stops. I believe if their pass rush can be more consistent, they'll be one of the better units in the AFC. However, one of the biggest concerns right now is head coach Joe Brady, and I'm curious to see how this new hire pans out. But I do expect them to win about 11 to 13 games and actually compete to be a Super Bowl contender this year. And at big number 3, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. People may not like this decision, but I don't care. This is my list. Now, do I like Jalen Hurts? No. Do I think he's elite? No. But he is a winner, and with that star-studded offense, they will continue to win games. Saquon is their centerpiece, though. Everything works because of him, making them one of the most dangerous rushing attacks in the league. There is nothing that he cannot do. And with the help of his elite O-line who make the lanes and keep everything upright, they will be just fine. And their defense is just as star-studded and good as their offense. And they have young stars all over the field. Jalen Carter just signed a 4-year deal. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean are an amazing shutdown duo, making it difficult for anybody to score offensively. All in all, I think this team is greatly ran, and they will finish with at least 12 or 13 wins this season. Mark my words, and expect them to make a decent run in the playoffs as well. And at number 2, give me the reigning defending champions, the Seattle Seahawks. This team proved last year that they are the real deal. New head coach Mike Macdonald is one of the best minds in the entire game. He sets the tone for this team, and he's a great defensive play caller. On top of that, Sam Darnold proved that none of what he did last year was a fluke. He is here, and he is here to stay. He is the real deal, and if he plays anywhere close to what he did last year, they will be just fine. And with the help of Offensive Player of the Year JSN, who has transformed himself into one of the league's premier receivers, the offense shouldn't fall off that far with the departure of their Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker. But I am curious to see how they handle the departure of Clint Kubiak, their offensive coordinator, who played a massive role in what the offense was last year. But don't even get me started on their defense. There is not one weak spot. From the inside with the elite D-line, Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, Ernest Jones, DeMarcus Lawrence. Outside with Devon Witherspoon, Emin Wari, Josh Jobe, Julian Love. This team has it all, and that success will continue this season, no doubt in my mind. And I have them getting around 12 to 13 wins in a very tough NFC West and going back to the playoffs once again. And last but not least, surprise, surprise, at number 1, it's the Los Angeles Rams. Defensive Player of the Year's Myles Garrett added to an already good defense with Aaron Donald possibly on the way back. MVP Matt Stafford playing at the level he's been playing at since he got there, along with added weapons. Also, with 2 of the league's best receivers with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, all that combined and coached by one of the best minds in the game in Sean McVay, and all the experience this team has with winning, this team will be the best of the best, where I have them finishing with around 13 to 14 wins this season, and my current Super Bowl favorites. And that's it. That's my 2 early 2026 NFL team rankings. If you enjoyed and like sports content, please like and subscribe to the channel. It's always appreciated. If not, it's okay. But regardless, that's all from me, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Stay cordial.